Hi guys, I just thought I'd do a quick video about a video on my other channel where I went into this mausoleum and heard some knocking noises. Now it was quite windy on the day. I will play the full video with audio for you in a minute. So it was pretty windy on the day and it did sound like some shutters slamming 3 times. But to me it sounded a lot closer. Now I did go back to the mausoleum on my second visit to investigate. I'm not going to tell you if I heard the noise again because I want you to watch the follow-up video. But what I will do after I've played the video is show you what was in that room at the back, and we'll have a little look, see if I can debunk what it was, because I want to know as much as you guys. I don't do fake stuff on this channel with paranormal things. I think people don't believe it anymore because of all the TV shows and fake YouTubers, but I can assure you everything I capture on my channel is 100% real, whether it's paranormal or, in this case, it might have been because of the wind. I've really got no interest in trying to convince you that the paranormal world exists. That's a journey you're going to have to go on yourself. So I'll play the clip now for you, and obviously you are going to hear the knocking noise. It is quite loud. It's not a jump scare kind of thing if you've not seen the video already. But yeah, I'll play it now for you and see what you think. Huge as well. Oh wow, look at this. Oh my god. What the hell was that? Please tell me that was the wind. Oh, I've got chills running down my spine. Hello? Not hello. Hola? Okay, so let's try and debunk it, starting with the doors at the front. Now, obviously, the noise was a wooden noise. I don't know what the wood was hitting, but it was probably something harder than wood. As you can see, the doors are metal and glass, so that's ruled out. I didn't have anything in my hand, like a stick or anything, to hit a coffin. One, I would never hit a coffin, and two, you'd be able to see it on camera, and I just wouldn't do that type of thing anyway. So once you get past the doors, the only things that are wooden in this room are the coffins and a chair just around that corner. This is the other side of the mausoleum with the coffins. You can see there's no open lids or any other bits of wood that could hit them. And the wind obviously wasn't rushing through the mausoleum. This is a view looking towards the door I came into. You can see the chair on the left-hand side there that I mentioned earlier. Seems to be in good condition and not able to rock or anything like that. And on the opposite side, you can see there's no windows, no shutters, apart from when you step into the chapel at the back. So moving into the chapel area at the back of the mausoleum, this is an area where the family can pray. Sometimes mausoleums don't have a chapel, sometimes they do. This one does, it's a bit fancy. So there are a few comments from people saying it was the shutters on the window that banged. But if you watch the video again, they don't actually move when they hear the noise. And you can see they're made of metal because they've got rust marks on them. There is another shutter on the other side, but you can see again that's made of metal because of all the rust marks coming down the wall, and it looks relatively secure. Now, as you can see from the picture, there are a lot of different wooden items in here. You've got chair at the back underneath that shelf, chair just in front of me, I'll pan down in a minute for you with another photo, a piece of wood to the right, and then what looks like a pile of wood on the left hand side to the right of the altar, and various sticks and other bits of wood from God knows where. So this is the panned down shot. So the piece of wood I mentioned on the right actually looks like a desk, or maybe a chest of drawers. And you can see the chair and nothing really free that could move in the wind. And in the clip, there wasn't any wind in this section anyway. Now, what I didn't do while I was inside the chapel area of the mausoleum was look up at the collapsed roof to see if there was anything loose or flapping around. But this is an external shot. You can see me pointing to it there. I was probably talking about how the roof's collapsed or how I heard the noise, I can't remember. But you can see here that it's actually a stone roof, so there wouldn't have been anything anyway. This shows the collapsed roof a bit better for you. You can see it's collapsed on this side and the other side, but unfortunately I didn't get a shot of the opposite side. And that's the window where we walked in, which was on your left, that only had one half of the shutter remaining. So I guess kind of final thoughts on this whole thing. Really bizarre. Definitely a wooden noise. The first two sounded like knocks. The third one sounded like a shutter. To me personally, let me know what you think. But as I've just shown you, there's nothing logical that could make a noise like that, either inside the mausoleum, in the back at the chapel, or in any of the other surrounding mausoleums. There was also nobody around playing a trick or anything like that. In the clip, you do hear me shout out to see if there's anybody there. I initially thought there might be someone doing construction in the chapel area. From a sound directional kind of thing, from being there myself, it felt like it did come from this coffin. And that's immediately where I looked after I heard the noise. But coffins have been known to crack and make creaking noises under certain pressures and temperatures, things like that. So it does sound like a wooden noise. I think you can agree with me on that. But it did sound a bit more aggressive than a coffin creaking or cracking, and a bit more lower pitch than you'd expect from wood splitting. On the other hand, as you can see, that person's been in there since 1903. So you would expect by that length of time the coffin to be settled in place and not move. So again, I'm really interested in hearing what you guys think. If you'd like to watch the full video, not just that clip, there's a lot more interesting stuff in it as well. I'll put a link in the description for that. And also, if anyone's interested in having the raw file, whether audio, video, or both, let me know. I'm happy to share it and show you it's not being tampered with. If you want to run tests on it or anything like that, that's fine with me. So thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Bye for now.